And
Yeah,
all right. So, welcome everybody to Digital Equi Lifestyle. I have today here Loes Dirks with me, founder of the PSP Lifestyle, and I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome. So,
thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Lewis, just to let people know who you are and what you do, just give us a glimpse on, where you're from and what you do in life.
Yeah. Well, I've also got a little bit of a weird background, let's say, because indeed I live in Belgium, so which is of course the heart of Europe. But I was born in Italy. My parents they're Dutch, and I'm living in Belgium, so that's a bit a weird mixture. Also, I'm an equestrian. I have yeah, of course, very passionate about horses. And yeah, also passionate about online entrepreneurship since it has provided me to, yeah, increase my equestrian life. So yeah,
Well,
so
that's very
basically,
nice to hear.
yeah.
So, have you always, had to do something with horses in your entire life, or when did it start?
Well, it started when I was 12. Actually, I always had this connection with animals in general. When I was just little, really little, like 5,
Yeah.
I was always looking on channels like National Geographic, and then getting signatures for Save the Pandas, etc. So and yeah, I just always had this connection with animals. And then when I grew up, I always said I wanted to go horseback riding, and then my parents said no, Luz, that's not a real sport. And then of course I kept on being quite stubborn and just pursuing that I want to start horseback riding. So then eventually they sent me to a camp when I was 12, and then yeah, they hoped of course that it would quit, but of course it never quit. It never ended. So then yeah, that's actually where the passion started, and well, it has been there ever since, and it only got more intense actually. So yeah.
Very nice to hear. And I can share the passion which you're talking about the equestrian world, right? So once you begin, you never know if you, oh, it's a lot of money to invest, right? So, yeah,
Yeah, time, money.
I can hear that. Yes. So, let me know, what are you doing? What is your business about? It's about the equestrian world, and how do you help people?
Yeah, so actually, my business is about yeah, about helping other equestrians because yeah, I see most horse owners are constantly lacking time as they're rushing and racing between work, the stables, and their home situation.
Yes.
And therefore, yeah, well, we at PSP Lifestyle we tend to help other equestrians by starting an online business in such a way that it runs on autopilot, so that they can have more time to spend on their horse passion.
Nice. And where does the idea come from having an online business? Because I know that the online business right now is booming, but a lot of people are just working still the traditional way. So, how did you get the idea of bringing equestrianism and horses into the online world?
Well, basically, I was just looking for a way to um, free up time actually to be able to spend more time with my horse, and just thinking about, okay, what are the different options I have. So I was thinking, okay, I could work less but then I would earn less. So yeah, that wouldn't be really solving the problem, because of course I still need to pay for my bills. As we already said, horseback riding is quite an expensive hobby as well.
Yes.
um, Maybe I shouldn't refer to it as a hobby, because it's actually more of a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was not really solving the problem. So then I started, okay, what could I do? What other ideas did I have? So I wanted to become an instructor. So I did a course to become a European recognized instructor. I started to have a side business, and giving lessons for people that want to start horseback riding. But then again, I felt like I was trading time for money. And as I figured out that as long as I'm trading time for money, I will never break free out of the time and money constraint. So that's actually where the point came in, that I was starting to feel quite daunted about it, because I felt like, okay, there's no way out of this. I will always have to work so much in, if I want to have want to support my equestrian lifestyle, let's say.
Yeah.
And it was actually only until I came across this idea of starting an online business that I started thinking, okay, wait a minute, and how then does that work? Because I started to invest some time in it, and then I bought a course, and I really got to know the insides of it. And then I started to see, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. If I set it up once, and of course it takes some time setting it up, but then you can automate most of it, and then it's basically basically monitoring and analyzing, and then you can improve, and the other time you can just spend more on whatever you love doing. So of course, in my case, that would be horseback riding. So
Yes.
that's actually how that idea came to life.
All right, it's very interesting because I think we all come from like different positions in life. And I really think that we all can relate to the fact that we need more time for spending with the horse, right? And it's because it's so limited, it's just a hassle for all of us. But how did you manage it? Like, did you start an online business directly, and or did you have a side job? Like, how did you basically came up with the idea and had the day, okay, today I'm starting an online business, but where were you at life? Did you have a full-time job, or what did you do?
I was actually working as a consultant, as an IT consultant, actually as a project manager. But
Mhm.
that doesn't mean I have a technical background. Just to make sure that to cover that, I was just coordinating projects. Let's say that's working as a consultant, working at least 50 hours, commuting quite some time. I think. You can create a picture of that. Basically my life started to look like, okay, wake up at 4 or 5, rushing to work, trying to be there as early as possible to avoid the traffic jams, because I was
Mm.
working in Brussels, and I'm living in Antwerp. So for everybody who knows a little bit about Belgium, that's like the most traffic dense area from the whole country.
Yeah.
So then after working at least 8 or 9 hours or 10, I raced back to the stables. I rode my horse, and of course everything being in the car and so on. I left home in the dark, and I came back at dark. I then still had to cook. I still had to shower. I still had to prepare everything for the day after. And of course, I didn't have much time left for friends, family, or my partner, of course. So that was also something that was not really uh, sustainable, let's say.
Okay. And you mentioned that you haven't had the technical knowledge and or the background.
Yeah.
Were you scared basically of the idea of starting an online business, but just not knowing how to set it up? And what did you do to overcome this?
That's a good question. Actually, I wasn't so scared about the technical parts, but I did know that, okay, I have to invest some time in it. So for me, what was really different is that, okay, I want to get to know how to set up a website, for instance, and then I was like, oh, okay, I just have to go through it.
Yeah.
And I was just so happy because in the course everything is really spelled out so clearly, so step by step, that I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm just going to follow the steps, and then if something came up, I just Googled it, and then luckily in this digital age there are a lot of sites for dummies, so then you can actually find the answer. So yeah, in that way, I managed to overcome it. And if not, I could still reach out to the community, because, yeah, as you know, the community is just, yeah, gold. People always want to help each other. Yeah, yeah, that was just, yeah. So for me, it's I think subconsciously I was a bit scared, but it was only until I had to start doing it really that I was
Hmm.
like, oh no, now I have to build a website. But then, just taking step by step, then I felt like, oh, okay, this is actually quite doable. So yeah.
Yeah.
Then after a while, you feel you find yourself having built up already 3-4 websites, and then other people start to ask you, hey, how do you set up a website? Can you help me with that? So that's also a funny side effect. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And the community is really a backbone for all of us, I think. And yeah, it's just so satisfying to see how people who were actually haven't had any kind of knowledge, and like you said, transfer then the further knowledge they have gained through the courses and the community into another product probably helping other to build websites, for example. So it's quite interesting. So my question for you is, have you had any moments in life or while setting up your business around the equestrian sport where you felt like, oh, this is too much for me. I feel overwhelmed, even though it's a step-by-step course. Did you had a time where you had to step back, or was it continuously on one level? What would you say? Oh, I think we lost you.
Yeah, no, it was
Oh, here you're back again,
no,
Loes.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, it was
sorry.
a little bit of yeah, but I think, yeah, I heard the question. um yeah, no, um it was a little bit of a roller coaster. So indeed, in the journey, in the beginning, I was super excited. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get ahead. And then after taking the first steps, of course I had to learn. And then I noticed there's again something to learn, and then again. And then, of course, actually, you never stop learning. And at the beginning, it's just a matter of making this shift, because in the beginning you feel like, okay, I just have to learn something, I'm going to set it up, and I want to, as quickly as possible, I want to yeah, be on the other side, let's say. And then you start to notice, okay, no, it's not something that you can do super quickly. At least there are people in the community that are obviously examples of yeah, they just, yeah, they were successful in, like, I don't know, 1 month maybe. I don't know what the record is, but it actually doesn't really matter. For me, I built it up gradually alongside my job. So it took me a little bit longer, of course. But I don't think that's a bad thing. But because it took me some longer time, I did felt sometimes a little bit daunted. Like, you have this dream and you want to pursue your dream, and then yeah, just as you past one mountain, then you see the next mountain, and then sometimes I did feel like a little bit daunted or so. But then I just kept
Yeah.
going, and then in the end, when looking back, I'm just feeling like I'm actually, that was the most beautiful parts. Actually, it's the journey towards it that
Yes.
yeah, actually, that brings me to something very important that I didn't saw coming when starting this journey, which is actually that the fact that you enter the journey with a kind of an an employee mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to make this shift. And the shift towards
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, I thought, okay, yeah, well, I just have to become an entrepreneur. But I really didn't know what that means, to be an entrepreneur. Well, basically it means that you are 100% responsible for your own results.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bit like your horse. Your horse also mirrors how you are feeling, and your results, and how you are performing. That's also basically how your horse will be performing. And it's kind of the same when doing business as an entrepreneur. The effort you put in, it pays off after time, and yeah, then it will mirror your efforts. So yeah,
That's a quite beautiful comparison.
yeah,
So,
I think
to be honest, reflecting, like you say, the horse is like a mirror, and then reflecting on your own life. Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that. And it's fascinating just to see how you know, reacted to it and how you actually see it that way, because I think a lot of people would just literally give up, and you just kept on going, and that you can reflect on your own actions, which is very, very valuable for a lot of us. And yeah, so coming back to the equestrian service, do you think, or what would you say, do you have to stick to one type of marketing or product or service, or how can you combine equestrian contents into your business? For people that have no clue about the online world, what would you say? What can you do with that in the equestrian world?
yeah, I think there are really a lot of options, and as you go uh, through the modules, you'll see so many different opportunities. So it can be as easy as, you know, start writing blog posts if you feel confident in writing, because a lot of people in the beginning, they don't feel at ease when coming out in person, doing webinars, which could be another type of content producing yeah, way, or through social media, of course, with the use of affiliate marketing. That's a way that you don't need to even have your own products or services, and then you can actually leverage the already proven products and services of other people. It could be in the equestrian niche. So, for instance, maybe Piqueur, etc., or other brands. They have their affiliate programs as well, and then you can, you know, become an affiliate for them. You create, etc., and then, you know, you start selling and you earn a nice commission. Another way would be if you are, let's say, a very nice, well-known instructor, and you create your own online course, or you write your own book. You can leverage that. You can build also your own e-commerce store. Let's say if you would were to design your own helmets with your own brand and then start to sell those. I mean, yeah, the possibilities are truly endless. And yeah, I think as you go, you start to become so creative and getting so much more and more ideas that yeah, actually the sky is the limit. I know it's a kind of cliche, but it truly is actually.
Yeah, it's a very important point that you also mentioned, that you don't need necessarily to have your own products, right? So I think a lot of equestrians that need that time for their horse and wanting to gain more time or the freedom and find more financial income, they just don't, they have something to pursue for, but they don't know what kind of product they have, or maybe they are not feeling comfortable with sharing their knowledge. We are all different, but it's a good point you're making that through affiliate marketing, for example, that you don't necessarily need to stick to your own products.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a very, very exciting way. And I think a lot of people would like to know about that more. And what, to another question, what would you recommend for people that are just newly signed up to the program? So what should they focus on, and how would you structure your own day? Like, how did you do that, and what kind of advice would you give?
Yeah, so when you just signed up and you're kind of new to all of those, all of this, then I would really say, okay, get yourself the knowledge first, stick to the modules, follow the process, and also trust the process, because you'll get to know that over time you start to figure out your own unique um, value to the market. I strongly believe that everyone has their uniqueness to share, and yeah, I think that's important to figure out, and then you can start to think of ways and to really implement them. And of course, as you go through the modules, then you start to set up your own website and so on, and then you can start to build your first campaigns if you decided on which business model that you choose. But if I were to say the first 3 steps, then I would say follow the modules, get yourself the proper education, decide on which business model that you would like to go for, and thirdly, yeah, get into action, just do it, actually, basically. Yeah, it's made very simple, but yeah, it's
Yeah, it
actually,
sounds simple, right? And actually, it is, right? You just need to
yeah.
believe in yourself. And how does your life look like now compared to when you started out?
Yeah, it has transitioned so much. So also, yeah, what I mentioned earlier with the personal reflections that you're gaining throughout your journey, it has been a complete transition as for my how my days look like before starting an online business
Yeah,
and versus now. I mean, I'm working from home, um, and I can just go to. I always start the day with going to the stables first, and then yeah, it's just so nice, because then in the afternoon I'm focusing on my business, and then in the evening I still have plenty of time for my partner to go to the store if I want to prepare some nice food, etc., or even share some time with friends. And previously I was really feeling like, okay, I have to sacrifice one of the areas in life. I really didn't um, even know how to even start a family at one point, because I just, the time was already lacking for my horse. How would I ever start a family?
yeah,
And now I feel at ease with that. And that's really just because the online business has created so much free time, and yeah, that you can really l- let a lot of things run on autopilot. So you basically just create new campaigns. You can outsource certain parts even if you want to. For me, I just like to create new things myself. So I keep everything in house for now, but yeah, maybe in the future I will start outsourcing stuff as well. We'll see about that. But basically what you're doing is creating new campaigns, monitoring, and coordinating everything. And actually that's all you need to keep and maintain your business. And oh yeah, with 5 hours a day, you can have that all running, and yeah,
yeah. That's
have the rest
very
of the time
inspiring.
as yeah, exactly as you want. And because you are your own boss, there's no one that's going to say to you, oh no, you cannot go on vacation that week. No, no. Or you have to be at work before 9, and at least until 5 or 6. And you don't have to all those traffic jams, and all those people complaining all the time. You can just surround yourself with the people that give you good energy, the horses, with everything that you like. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the one of the things I'm most grateful for as well. The freedom that you can just, yeah, do whatever, and yeah, whatever you like.
Yeah, especially that it opened the door for you starting a family with ease, right? So you have nothing else to worry about. And I think
Yeah,
that's very, very valuable to a lot of us. And compared to your horseback riding, I mean, your biggest goal while starting a business on your own was just to create more time. I mean, yes, for everything in life, but for especially your horse.
exactly.
So, as you mentioned, you go in the morning to the stable, and the business is up running automatically in the background. You just do um, the essential work, basically, set it up once, and the rest of us will be automatically online. So, are there any new goals that you have set up for yourself? Like, are you looking into serving more equestrians with your own business, or what are your goals in terms of the future?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So for me, I really freed up I made a transition being an affiliate, and with affiliate marketing, and then I do have the goal to start with e-commerce as well, to kind of build my own brands and to create my own um, my own e-commerce shop, and you know, for helmets, for horse tack, etc. It's not all very concrete yet, but that's kind of my new project, let's say.
Yeah.
And after that, I am also receiving quite a lot of questions of business in my personal environment, asking me if I can do a lot of their setup, and for now I'm just not really interested in that, because then of course you would be gaining back into the time versus money constraint. But eventually maybe you could also think about, okay, well, I can do that, but then I want to earn a commission on all the sales, and then it's again scalable. So maybe that would be something for after having set up an e-commerce store. So yeah, I think that those are the things I want to be investing or my time in for the upcoming 5 years at least. So yeah.
That's very good to hear and very inspirational. It's very forward looking, right?
Yeah.
So especially with the ways that the company provides, and also like you say, you being an affiliate, that's how I started out as well. And it's just within the community, it's unbelievable how much knowledge and power there is behind, just to give you, the goals, whatever you have, they're not small, they are real, and you can lift them if you pursue it. And like, you can make long-term goals because you know that the system is working, and you know that proven methods can be used for scaling your business. And I share that gladly, and I really agree with that. So I really think, or the question for you is, was it the best decision that you have made? And if not, what would you have changed in the beginning?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't have to think about that, because you know, when growing up, you try to make decisions based on, okay, what do you know about life, about society, about everything. And you know, I kind of followed the pathway, the typical pathway. You know, I just started, okay, I want to make my parents proud, I want to you know, go to I studied, I happened to have finished the university and so on, and then I started working. But then I figured, okay, I actually really don't like this is not bringing me where I want to be. And I just felt like I had higher ambitions. I also felt like I have a higher potential, and also, yeah, I just didn't really feel passionate. And um yeah, fast pacing forward, I see so many people that are in their 50s, in their 60s, and they are so grumpy and frustrated all the time. And then, you know, if they are looking back on their life, they feel, okay, they have they left or quitted their passion because they felt that they felt pushed to quit their passion because they have to work, because to start a family, or you know, the things that
Yes.
happen in life. And eventually I just felt like, okay, I really don't want to become grumpy, unhappy, unsatisfied. So I what I knew at heart is that as long as I can keep my horseback.
Oh, I think we lost you again. Can you hear us? Okay, it seems that Lewis is right now trying to reconnect to the internet, I think. So we just take a moment to see if she's coming back or not. But that's the beauty of the online world, so that you see that nothing has been pre-recorded. So are you back? I can
Yes,
see you now
yes.
clearly. Perfect. Hi.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. So I was saying, yeah, that so many people they tend to lose their lust in life because they quit with their passion because life happens. And I think that's the sadliest thing that that you can do. So I really hope to inspire the people that are they're watching this, because I think the one last thing that you should do is give up on your horse passion, especially not due to lack of time. And
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you're cut off as well. I think the connection in Belgium is not there. So I think we lost you right now. So for anybody who is still joining the recording, and those are live moments basically that can happen in the online world, but don't worry about that. I think Louis will be here right back, and yeah, will share the rest of her experience. And it's what you face sometimes. So I think she will come back in just a moment. And what I want to share here is that no matter what you do in life and you're equestrian and you're passionate about that, if you sign up with the program we provide, that you can do whatever you feel like. We have a lot of equine photographers, for example, who pursue their own dreams, doing it full time with their passion, but also as Loes does for affiliate marketing, using already products that are on the market and promoting them, so that you can earn basically a commission and leverage it through campaigns and make a living out of it. But these are just a few examples basically, and that's something that everyone can do and everybody can learn, so without a technical background whatsoever. So I think we have Louis back. Is she back? Yes, I think she is. Welcome
all right.
back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. That what happens online, right? So
Yeah, true, true.
all
Okay, I don't
right.
know whether my last thing came through well, but
Yeah, so well, you left us before you were talking about not wanting to get grumpy and waiting for retirement. Yeah, so that's one of your goals that you were having in mind while starting a business. Is that correct?
yeah, absolutely. So I really just felt like, okay, as long as I can keep my horseback riding passion alive, then I would be happy. And just I had to figure out a way to get enough time to spend on that. And yeah, the online business is space is actually the perfect way. And for as long as I know and have figured out yet, also one of the only ways to really to really free up your time and break free out of that time and money constraints actually.
Very, very interesting. So, yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that as well. And it's just a difference between the non-traditional and the traditional world. And I think it's more and more incoming, even though some people might are being scared about that fact. But I think when COVID hit, a lot of people realized the fact that uh, living and a life itself without the online world is unimaginable.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there any question or any advice you would give to the viewers when starting out, and especially in the equestrian world?
um well, when I was on the edge of making the decision, okay, whether or not should I start with an online business, I was facing basically two options. And at that time I just felt stuck actually in a dead-end street. I mean, I was really racing. It was taking its toll on my health. It was taking its toll on my relationships. It was taking its toll even at work, because I was in the situation. I was driving home from work. It was dark. It was winter, and I almost fell asleep behind
Oh, wow. Behind the
the
wheel, yeah.
wheel. And that was really one of a big wake up moment, and it was only because I crossed the white line, and of course it starts to tremble. I
Yeah.
woke up and I was like, oh my god, I'm driving 120 kilometers an hour,
Yeah.
and yeah, this is really not okay. I really have to change something, because this is not sustainable anymore. So I was like, okay, I only have two options. Or I continue my life as I'm doing now. And I was fearing that, I would lose friends, I would lose my partner, I would basically grow old, with my horse, but lonely. I mean, in the sense of, yeah, social context. And then I was like, okay, do I want that? Well, not really. Or I could start to think of, yeah, just try something new. I mean, yeah, and start and see where this online business would bring me, because yeah, basically I didn't have that much to lose. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was basically the thing that I was, yeah, that made me decide, okay, well, if this is how it would be forever, it's not sustainable, so I might as well try to make this a huge success. And I'm so glad I did, because yeah, now I don't have to sacrifice on any of those areas. And of
Yeah.
course the horse passion is
Yeah.
yeah, the most important thing. So now it's even has become, it has taken an even more central role in my life, because I built my whole business up around it. So yeah, I
Yes.
really don't feel like I have to work any day at all, because yeah, basically I built my business around my passion. And I think that's yeah, I think that's just I'm so grateful for that. Yeah.
It's impactful in such a dangerous situation that it needs to come to that situation to finally wake up, right? So for a lot of people, I think it's they can relate to that. They keep on working, and they feel exhausted. They feel, but they still push themselves, knowing that they will make it through, but not having the aha moment that there can be something else. And that I'm pretty thankful for you sharing that.
You're
It's a very vulnerable moment, but those moments, I think, are created to pursue a different life with more success, to take more care about yourself, of course.
yeah.
So it's very inspireful, and inspirational, I mean, and thank you for that. So I think, um, where can people find you if they need advice from you, or if they want to reach out to you?
Yeah, sure. Well, my website is psp lifestyle.com. You can find me over there. You can also find me on social media. I've got a Twitter account on Loes_Dirks, or at Instagram as well. And that would be basically the same name, psp_lifestyle. um, and yeah, I'm on Facebook as well. I've got a company page over there, which is called helping horse owners with lack of time. And yeah, I think those are the most important ways to find me.
Perfect. And not to mention that you are part of the community. So whenever someone wants to reach out, just go into the community, type in your name, and they eventually will find you as well. So thank you so much for taking your time and being here with us, and sharing your incredible story and your success. And I wish you from the bottom of my heart more success, and yeah, that we keep on connecting with each other. And I'm so grateful that you have been here. And yeah, for all of those who are watching, this is a wrap up. So we're going to see each other soon. And we wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.